Hello, I'm Savannah and I'm going to be talking about the chapters 3 and 6. So to start off, what are my thoughts when reading about different types of audiences? I generally think it's going to be pretty hard to get just one type of audience. I feel like you're always going to have a mix of audiences, and this is especially going to be true when considering concerned and contrary audiences, because those are both unhappy with whatever the speaker is talking about, so they might be mixed a lot. And this kind of hits close to home for me because in the concerned audience example, it talked about citizens at a town hall meeting, and I was one of those citizens last month. I live in Oakley, and we're currently debating a data center being built on Big Break. And at this town hall meeting, it was a big mixture of audiences. Everyone had different opinions. So this leads me into my next topic of how I would handle a mixed audience. And borderline, I would always stay respectful, but I would try to just give straight facts and reassurance. I wouldn't try to make jokes out of anything. I would just try to be straightforward. But this would be hard for something like a captive audience where people would get bored easily. So I think I would try to ask the event organizer what the audience cares about or struggles with the most, and then I would be able to cater my speech towards my audience before I'm even in the room. Moving on to my next topic of thoughts on audience demographic, one thing that stood out to me was to avoid references that rely on only one cultural background. I'm definitely guilty of this. I normally am only talking to my friends day to day, so making the same jokes, having the same experiences, it's going to be hard for someone like me to make sense of a very diverse audience, but it's something that I should definitely be working on going forward. And same thing with the listening. When I was watching the TED Talk and it was talking about desensitized with media headlines and sound bites, this definitely also kind of relates to me because I will see these major headlines and I'm just like, wow, that's crazy, even though it's genuinely like something terrifying and just horrible news. But it's something that I should be thinking about going forward with my casual conversations, and even in lectures. I shouldn't be just thinking like, oh man, this is boring, but I should really be trying to take in information for what it is to get a deeper understanding of things. And then going on to the last topic of my opinions on the myth of multitasking, going into this, I was telling myself that it really depends on what task you're doing, because I was like, oh, well, if you're doing homework and trying to listen to a speech, then obviously you're not really internalizing both sets of words. But then I was trying to combine this with a bunch of different sets of multitasking or like different tasks, and none of them were really working out. So trying to slow down and understand the topic of multitasking kind of made me realizing that, yeah, it really isn't the most effective way to get work done. So those are my overall thoughts and opinions on chapters 3 and 6. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day.